I stayed away from. I was up in the North Country of Vermont.
Nice.
I stayed away from TV and internet for a week.
That's nice.
Anytime that I went off the road into any kind of bar or restaurant, there was always TVs on. And at one point, I had heard, because I was listening to some Sirius XM, Egypt is falling. Yeah. So I go in and I look up at the TVs, and they have TVs like we do, and they were all on this fucking trial instead of Egypt falling. Egypt falls.
Again.
Yeah, again. It's that time of year. Planes fall out of the sky. But all we're paying attention to is the Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case.
It's complete obsession.
On every network.
Yeah, that's all they care about. It's all they just. It's not just HLN. It's everyone.
I got so into it. I wasn't planning on it, and I just got locked into all the testimony in the second week of the prosecution case.
I don't know how anyone could. I guess it's like a TV show for people. This guy up here right now looks like he should be bringing out Hacksaw Jim Duggan. What was that guy's name from WWF?
Howard Finkel, the ring announcer.
He's Howard Finkel. So somebody arrested and someone goes. All I know is I remember when it initially happened that the kid was shot and he had candy, and the other guy said he attacked me, and the people said he didn't attack, and that was it. I don't know how that story, out of all the killings that we have in this country, why this one is on every network.
I think because just so much came out about it afterwards, like the fucking call came out and the racially charged.
Because it was almost a family being railroaded. Their 17-year-old son, 17-year-old boy, gets shot and killed, and this guy wasn't even going to face charges on it.
I forgot that part of it. You're right. I forgot that he didn't get charged that night, and everybody got mad about that.
Until Eric Holder, Attorney General of the United States, had to be brought into it. And the president made a comment about it, that if he had a son, his son would look just like Trayvon Martin.
Well, he does have that son, playing basketball now.
That's Malia.
Ooh, she's tall.
That's the older daughter.
All right, so...
But everyone said the prosecution did a shitty job in their 2 weeks at presenting witnesses. I didn't see it like that. I thought the prosecution brought in great people and had great testimony.
I didn't see it. I saw that Dan Abrams said that he thinks Zimmerman's going to walk.
Yeah, everybody's saying that. I just don't see it from what I saw. They had the woman come in, the medical examiner, talking about the injuries that Zimmerman sustained and how they weren't nearly as bad as the photos were showed. It was just a tiny couple of scrapes. She even called them insignificant. They had a neighbor saying that, no, it was Zimmerman who was the aggressor. And they had his testimony. Well, Zimmerman, they had him talking to Sean Hannity, and the conflict there where he said, "Oh, I've never even heard of this self-defense stand your ground law," and then they bring in his old law professor, his criminal professor, who said he was a straight A student, best student in the class, and of course we covered all this. I thought it was big moves for the prosecution.
So you're thinking Zimmerman's guilty?
I'm thinking Zimmerman's guilty. They are. I think they're going to get at least manslaughter on him. At the very least, the highest could be second-degree murder, but they'll get manslaughter on him.
Well, second-degree murder means what? You set out to murder somebody?
Yeah, I think you didn't have the premeditation, but you did stalk, you did have a plan to kill somebody in that moment.
Yeah, that's not a plan. Premeditation would be the plan. So I guess murder 2 was more like a spur of the moment. Chris Stanley starts to fucking give me shit, and I go like this. It's death time, Chris.
Oh my God. This fucking... Why? It's just a little bit of shit.
By the way,
all.
now that you got your hair cut off like that, I feel like I could knock you out.
Oh,
I just want to put you and Johnny, since Johnny lost the weight, you cut your hair, you both look vulnerable to me.
Oh, just as the hair's gone.
Chin
strong.
I bet now that this happens, you get mugged. Because you look vulnerable.
I'd be so fucking pissed.
Here's Terry, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, don't get it wrong. You could always knock that son of a bitch out, long hair or not.
Thanks.
Hey, first of all, Chris had it exactly right. The reason that shit is all over every news channel and no one gives a shit about the real issues is because he tried to portray it as a white-on-black crime, other than what it is, which is a Hispanic-on-black. No one gives a shit about black-on-black or black-on-white, but God forbid you have a white, so-called white guy and a black guy crime.
You agree with that, Fez?
I believe that. I think race was totally involved in it when they tried to keep this thing from even going to an indictment.
You're missing the point. We're saying, is this why this, out of all these fucking things that happen in this country, because we had like 200 shootings in Chicago or something over the weekend, just crazy amounts. That doesn't get any airtime. This seems to get every single network. And personally, I'm not going to join in. I feel like, what does it matter what I think? The people that are supposed to be watching this trial are watching the trial. You know, they got it in front of a jury. The jury is going to get all the information. What I happen to think at my house has very little to do with this. I don't get how it's, I don't know, entertainment. I just don't. To me, wouldn't you try to get off of this jury if you were called to it?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you would definitely try to get out of it. So I don't know why people then get interested when it's not. Here's Lois, you're on Run Fez show.
Hey, good afternoon. Listen, I don't know what trial Fez is watching, but he's picking his facts. There was another neighbor who said that Trayvon was definitely beating the hell out of him. And a minor wound...
He never said beating the hell out of him. This is what you people do.
What do you mean, you people?
White blood,
God.
and then see how he reacts.
All right.
Okay? And the fact that the
I wouldn't have followed the guy when the cops told me not to. All right, you go.
All right. The fact that the president brought this up about Trayvon, did he mention anything about the 67 people got shot in his hometown last weekend? No. Of course he didn't, because that's different. The guy's the biggest racist in the world. Thank you.
All right, but let's. What you think of Obama shouldn't have anything to do with this trial. You know what I mean? I honestly also think that the president should have said, it's not my place to, talk on fucking what's going on in a trial. That's a mistake that he let them, the media pull him into. Here's Al in Maryland. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, buddies. Welcome back. Hey, does this kid answer the phone on lewds, or what's his deal?
Yeah, he eats lewds.
Fez, what do you think? Zimmerman, his weight gain, do you think the prosecution had him gain this weight, or just an irony that he gained 125 pounds before he had to sit in front of everybody?
Well, I'm sure it's stress eating, but the thing that doesn't help him in front of this jury isn't the weight gain. It's the fact that he gets this smug smile on his face. If I was sitting there on trial for second-degree murder, I don't care how many jokes there were told during the opening statements or during witness testimony, I wouldn't sit there and start giggling to myself so that my giant face is just jumping up and down.
But see, you don't get that when you're sitting in the jury box. You're not going to get the fact that there's a close-up camera on him, or know that he gained weight, because apparently those people weren't supposed to know about the trial to begin with. They're probably not focusing on him when someone else is talking. This is where TV fucks things up for you, where they'll take that one smile that he had and show it over and over, and thinks that matters to the jury, when quite honestly they're probably not looking at him at that moment at all. This is how the media, whether they like it or not, turns this into a TV show or a movie of the week. Here is Don. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Ron, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, some of the facts that, or some of the, I wouldn't even call them facts that Fez is throwing out there. First of all, the medical examiner was commenting on photos of that medical examiner never even examined him. She's looking at pictures saying, oh, that, you know just as well as I do, you can't sit there and diagnose a patient by looking at pictures of somebody.
She also talked about the video of him walking into the police station, how he wasn't impaired.
Okay. All right, Fez, and here's the thing.
And that none of those things were consistent with serious injuries.
When they blurred it, they purposely blurred it so that you couldn't see it, and then they came back. They're the same ones that sat there and put it out there that he said coon, and he didn't say coon. They're the same ones.
That was never determined, what he said.
Yes, it was. It was determined by the FBI field office or whoever the hell they send that shit to in Quantico. The other thing, Fez, is that a police officer did not tell him not to follow. Plain and simple.
It was the dispatcher said, we don't need you to do that. They've played it a million times.
So let me ask you this, Fez.
Oh, my gosh, these little things that you people are so...
What do you mean, you people?
These Zimmerman. Exactly. These Zimmerman zealots.
You're coming across anti-white right now. When you say you people. It's very offensive.
These Zimmerman zealots who are just thrilled that a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed for carrying Skittles and an Arizona fucking iced tea through a neighborhood. They want so badly for it to be okay to shoot a 17-year-old boy. It makes me sick.
See, this is the part of it, though, that I think that people aren't following the trial because you hate the people that like him. You know what I mean? And you've made it whatever. I don't know why. I don't know what your own prejudice is, but the type of people. But the jury is not going to be thinking about Zimmerman zealots. The thing really comes down to what did the facts show? And I'm not hearing a lot of that right now. I think it's going to come down to is did Zimmerman have a right to use that gun or not? That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah, I think what it's going to come down to is does somebody who stalks and goes after somebody, follows somebody, stalks them, goes after them with a gun, knowing he can shoot and kill an unarmed person, were they the victim in this? That's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
and I don't think those 6 women, some of which are mothers, are going to buy into that.
But whether they're mothers or not, you really have to sit down and go, you are closer to the truth of that. What exactly happened, and did Zimmerman have the right to do what he did? There's not going to be this amount of emotion involved. Here's Jason. You're on the Ron and Fez show. Jason.
Hey, how are you gentlemen doing this morning?
Good.
So I heard y'all talking earlier about second-degree murder or manslaughter. I can't help it. I'm a lawyer in New Orleans.
All right.
I want to explain at least here what that is.
Okay.
Manslaughter. I want you to imagine that Fez and Stalker Patty got married, and Fez came home one day to find Stalker Patty in bed with Anthony Cumia. He becomes enraged. They call it the heat of blood. It's when you encounter a situation that's so disturbing to you that a reasonable person can be brought to kill. And if you do act on that urge and kill, it's manslaughter. Second-degree murder is just when you walk down the street, you see someone, you pop them with a gun. Premeditation really has nothing to do with it. First-degree murder, at least in Louisiana, is when you do something like kill someone above a certain age, or like a child, or a cop in the line of duty, or a fireman, or if you kill someone while committing a crime. Let's say you only intend armed robbery, but then you end up pulling the trigger and killing the person while committing the crime, then that's first-degree murder. And that's it.
All right, that's it. A lot of people think that he should have been charged with manslaughter to begin with, but I guess that still may happen.
Yeah, that's still an option.
That's still definitely still an option. I don't. If he does get convicted of anything, I don't see it being second-degree murder. But what do I know? I'm just a lawyer from New Orleans.
Right. All right. Well, you guys were the ones who figured out who actually killed Kennedy.
Good work.
Here's Rich, Strong Island.
Hey, what's going on? Fez, you said, you're saying the only thing this kid is guilty of is walking with Skittles? What about when he attacked Zimmerman? I don't understand.
First of all, we don't know that he attacked Zimmerman. That's Zimmerman's story.
Then what about the photos of him with a bloody nose and the cuts on his face?
Maybe that was self-defense on Trayvon Martin's part, where someone came after him and he was defending himself. No one even wants to bring that part up.
But
who's no one?
There were no marks whatsoever on Trayvon Martin at all, except for the gunshot.
And that
was a big one.
And if you listen to the testimony, there was no Zimmerman DNA on Trayvon Martin. There was no skin underneath Trayvon's nails. There was no fingerprints or DNA evidence on the gun that Trayvon was supposedly grabbing.
So you think this guy just saw Trayvon, said, "Hey, what are you doing?" then shot him?
Yeah, here's what I think happened. I think this guy, as it's been brought up, cop wannabe, saw this kid, made his 1 millionth call to 911 because he saw a black kid in the neighborhood, and went after him when he was told not to, told to stay away from him, got out of his car to go follow him, and thought he was going to be the big hero. When he didn't get charged initially, he must have thought there was going to be a Zimmerman parade through Sanford, Florida, of, look, we're taking the streets back from these hoods.
By the way, there's a picture of Heidi Klum's ass up on the iBang.
Oh.
I don't know how this Instagram works.
Yeah.
But I don't know why she's not modeling her ass out and making some money off of it. I don't know why she's giving a free ass out picture.
She's got to go free every once in a while. Give everybody a taste.
And then the other post you might like just have other ass pictures. You could really go yourself on an ass holiday today. Chris, you are telling me you have something for me?
There's a special guest in the booth that came by to say hello.
Big celebrity?
He's
Is this like a big surprise for me?
It's a nice surprise, yeah.
Well, bring him in. Bring in the surprise guest. The kid?
Draft House?
Wow, you gave it away before he came in. That's really anticlimactic. Hey, buddy!
Hey, Ronnie B.
Good to see you.
See you, buddy. Fezzy?
Hey, Draft House.
Draft House voice got deeper.
Yeah.
You grow up on us.
A little bit, and so did Fezzy's beard. Holy shit, you look incredible, man.
That's a mustache.
Mustache, beard, brown, white. Amazing.
You look high as a kite right now.
High as a kite?
Yeah.
I'm going on about 4 hours sleep this weekend.
Okay.
Not high yet.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris wouldn't come down and smoke with me because he's on the job.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever
working.
that means.
Well,
Whatever
he's
that
fucking
means.
getting short hair like a little kid now.
What happened to you, man?
When, Chris, what are you going to do about this?
Look, I'm on the job right now.
Look at the way you're wearing your fucking hat, man.
There
You're
you
not
are.
on a
You got it on
job.
sideways. Did you meet our new interns?
Loved them all. They seem like great kids. All three of them.
There's 3 in there.
There's 3 of them.
Bashod?
Oh, he called Nick an intern.
Oh, Nick.
I didn't mean.
Nick got the job you would have got if you would have hung out with us.
I wish
So
I would.
you went on to become a lawyer.
Well, I'll start law school in about 6 months.
So does this Trayvon Martin case matter to you at all?
Listening back there, I kind of agree with Fez on pretty much everything he's saying.
And that's from a Texas lawyer.
All right, I haven't followed this case at all, but you like where Fez is coming from with it.
It's just hard for me to ever defend. I watched about an hour of it, and Zimmerman and his law, they're all such fucking racist creeps, and you can just tell when you look at them and when you hear them talk. Growing up in Texas, there's an instinct that you have when someone's a racist creep. And,
okay, so you've seen the racist creep before,
Yep.
and you believe. Now, do you think that anyone who thinks that he's innocent is a racist creep?
It kind of seems like that. You don't want to make that judgment, but yeah, why not? If you're
Fez, are you saying the same thing?
Oh, yeah, I'll say it.
Now, Chris,
I will make that judgment.
Have you followed this at all?
I followed it at first, but when it first went down, but afterwards it went away. I wasn't taking a look.
Send Molly in here. I want to see what it would be like if her and Rusty got married.
Oh, please.
I just want them to stand next to each other
Okay.
and just see if I could ever. You know how my dream is always to have an intern baby.
Oh, good.
You know.
So, speaking of, last I'd heard there was something in the Ron and Fez marriage happening, but I didn't know if...
It's another Fez non-payoff bit.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, so disappointed. I kept waiting for my
Yeah.
save the date. I was just standing
Yeah.
by the mail every day, and I never came.
Yeah, it's another no-payoff bit. Molly, would you marry Rustin?
If you ask me.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So seriously,
much.
if we were in Iraq right now, this probably could be an arranged marriage.
There's some knockoff fucking diamonds right down the street. I saw them when I walked over.
Just tell her they're real, because she's young.
She won't see the difference.
How old are you, Molly?
19.
19. How old are you, Rustin?
22.
All right. So, what are you
I felt like
moaning
he
at?
was older.
No, he was a baby when he was here. Remember, we couldn't take him drinking.
Yeah, it was fake ID city for me last
Yeah.
time I was here. It's been so crazy going to bars and not being nervous about giving them my ID this time.
Welcome, Mr. O'Neill. He had Paul O'Neill's old ID. All right, here's Paul in Jersey. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Fezzy, I'm not trying to fight with you either way because I really don't want to make judgment on this case until it's finished. But basically, the second day, the testimony, it's online. You can read it. I don't know. I'm not home, so I don't know what the TV may have reported in the media. But they had the operator who took his call that night. It was a non-emergency call to begin with. He in the audio tape, he tells him multiple times to keep an eye on Zimmerman, or I'm sorry, to keep an eye on Martin. So all this stuff that you're hearing in the media and on the news, 99% of it's turned out to be incorrect by the investigators, by the different audio tapes that they've played.
There's also the tape that has been played that you can't erase. That is the dispatcher saying, "Are you following him right now?" "Yes, I am." "We don't need you to do that. You're not a cop. You weren't even part of the neighborhood watch."
But
legitimately.
let me tell you.
Listen, at some point that was said by the
Thank
side. Now,
you.
I don't know what came first, or what.
Paul, let me ask you a question. Because it sounds like you're on Zimmerman's side here, right?
I mean, to me, it's seriously. I know it's hard to believe. Everyone thinks, "Oh, if you're white, you're for Zimmerman and against Martin." It's just a matter of looking at the actual facts. It's so far.
But let's look at this fact, and I'll ask this to all adult men, because I guess the reason why he shot him is because they were punching on each other, right?
That's what he says. He was attacked and...
Now, Fez, please, just settle down. I would just ask any man, would you rather be punched by a 17-year-old or kill him? I mean, if I had to live the rest of my... For some reason, we've gotten into this thing that a punch is this really big thing. But when I was younger, we used to hit the shit out of each other all the time. I don't remember really too much about it. I got my ass beat before when I was a kid. But I can't imagine killing a kid and then wanting to live with that. I'd just rather be in a tussle with the fucker.
It's so fucking absurd that he's got this idea that, like, Trayvon and those kids were a bunch of thugs, when the thug response is when you get into a fight to pull out a gun. Like, it's so shitty. And
it's a very strange thing to think, because you're in a tussle with this fucking skinny kid, killing him is your only option. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with the law. I'm just saying the way I would rather fucking live my life is end up not killing a 17-year-old kid.
He said he can live with it because it was God's plan. That's what he told Sean Hannity. It was God's plan for him to kill a 17-year-old kid carrying candy and iced tea.
Here's Jason. You're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ron, Fez, and Clean Cut. Hey, Fez, why couldn't a 17-year-old black kid outrun a middle-aged Mexican guy and just run back home?
Was he going to be able to outrun a bullet when that happened?
So you you believe that he would have shot him in the back?
I think he would have. I think he was looking to shoot somebody, and finally got his opportunity to do it.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. That you think he would have shot him in the back? Okay, thank you.
Nikki, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Fezzy, we love you, and I'm glad you're speaking out today. But you are so wrong on this. Now, you have to listen to me, okay? That dispatcher told Zimmerman, we don't need you to follow him, and he turned and walked back to his vehicle. Now, Trayvon Martin did not turn and run home to his parents, as he should have. He turned around and became the aggressor.
Why does a kid walking to his own home have to turn and run?
So
he doesn't have to.
Why? Why?
Walking
It's
home.
too killy around there, Fez.
He went to the store to get candy. Why should any kid in the world have to run home to avoid being shot? It's a ridiculous argument.
No, first of all, that part of it isn't ridiculous at all. That argument is worth discussing because I at least know when you're in New York, you try to get out of fucking shit if it comes up. Because you don't know what the other person's going to do.
I had a stark change in how I behave when you come to New York from Texas. I think Florida's the same way.
Yeah.
But in Texas, in my own area where I'm from, if some fat racist creep was talking shit to me and then went back to his car, I would fucking turn around and say, "Yeah, fuck you. Go back to your car, you fat piece of shit." Like you don't have the responsibility to go run home because some fucking fat racist was profiling you. That's not your responsibility.
But that's how motherfuckers end up dead. That's how dudes end up dead. I mean, you're doing the stand your ground thing. You are doing the I'm going to push this so far. Why?
Well, sure, and
that's not fucking street smart, you know.
No. But when it's a fat guy pretending to be a cop, you kind of assume this
It's
isn't
a dude
isn't
who's got a fucking gun.
Well, because he's a fake cop. He's a pretend cop. He
But
wants
you don't
to
know
be.
who has a fucking weapon.
True, and so that's why I said New York. If I was in New York in the same situation, I would just fucking walk away.
You're
It's not
going to have more guns in Texas than anywhere else. And a fat guy can fucking pull a gun.
true, but you expect them to not because the whole pull a gun ideology is supposed to be just in the young black ghetto communities. But Zimmerman is proving that he's just as much a reactionary piece of shit as everybody else.
You're really ready for law school, aren't you?
I'm pumped, man.
And you know, this is so great because the world needs more lawyers. Where they were just saying,
That's the thing.
there's not enough
Not
lawyers.
enough. There's really not enough of us.
You know what, Molly? If you two get married, you should stay home and raise the Texas babies. Could you live down in Texas?
I think I could live down in Texas, but I don't really know if I want to be like a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, you do.
Rustin will take care of you.
Yeah, because you got to cook him steaks. He eats steaks every meal.
Every meal?
I'll eat a pork chop maybe on a Sunday, but yeah, steaks Monday through Saturday, preferred.
And no vegetables.
Fuck no.
Here's Rob, California. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Hi. I just wanted to bring up some points. Isn't it true that it was raining that night?
I have no idea. I haven't watched a single second of this trial.
I know they said that the ground was wet, but I don't know if it was raining.
Yeah, the ground was wet, and I'm pretty sure it was raining. Plus, and trust me, I'm not a Zimmerman supporter until the facts are all there.
I trust you, Rob.
As far as I've seen it,
I don't trust you, Rob. You sound like a
what?
racist creep to me.
I'm sorry. Anyway, no. I mean, I'm just saying, if it was raining and Trayvon had a hood on, also let's bring up the fact that Trayvon was 6 feet tall and Zimmerman was 5'8". 5'8" is not very tall, and 6 feet tall is, it's pretty tall. And if somebody
the kid's fucking 17. A fucking grown man should be able to beat the fuck out of a 17-year-old kid.
Especially if you've got a can of Arizona in your pocket. It's not easy to fight with fucking that giant ass
I will
can.
only say this. The only kid that I ever saw in my life that could beat up a man, Mr. Terry Smith. I saw him knock out a full-grown man in his early teens.
Jesus.
Bam. He can fucking hit like a mule. Yeah.
Okay, so is that more embarrassing, though? If Zimmerman decides to be an actual man and fight him and Trayvon just whips his ass?
No. I don't think Trayvon I don't know about, but being knocked out by Terry Smith, no, that's not embarrassing. You're just on a long, noble list of people who got fucking hit by this guy. I saw him hit one person and their nose split open like this. It almost looked like it's like sideways, like you had the hot dog on a fucking grill too long. It just split that way.
He butterflied it?
Yeah, he butterflied it.
Oh, shit.
By the way, everywhere I look is pretzel rolls now in fast food. I don't understand what happened over the vacation. Here is Matt. Matt, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I was wondering, with all the Trayvon stuff, did you notice in the news the guy in Brazil that got his arms and legs and his head cut off on the soccer field
Yeah.
during a game?
Yeah.
Did you think that was crazy?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty nuts.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why are you still looking at the Heidi Klum mess?
It's just the Trayvon thing is just, it's sad. So when I get
It's
sad
really
thoughts, I look at this, ass hanging out.
That's really my mess, though.
It's fine. It's nothing wrong with that.
The sand caked on it takes it back to young teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Molly, you ever been with a girl before?
No.
Not even like up at camp, like practicing kissing?
No,
like,
never.
let's practice kissing?
No.
No, it's too bad. Because I know you're going to that big show this weekend, right?
Yeah,
To see
I am.
Mo.
I am. I know, like, basically all my girlfriends practice kissing at camp, though. I
Good,
just,
get
like, went to a
pictures.
weird camp.
Take pictures next time when you go back to Boston College.
Instagram. Come on.
I get a picture of with you with Rustin and say, this is my summer boyfriend.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody to think that you were with Ba or a fucking that crazy bastard in there. Who really, people are saying, are looted up. But classic Shelby frightens people.
Yeah. If you met him, because it's exactly the same all the time. Where it's just this one.
I'm sorry,
tone.
little boy. Who are you again?
I'm your
I can't even
producer.
look at you.
I'm your producer, Chris
Your hair
Stanley.
actually got feathered.
When did that happen? Is this new?
Yeah, I just saw it today when I came in.
I don't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and go on the record and say I don't like it.
In 7 years, you're gonna like him again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I told
It'll be back in
I told all
7.
my friends when we first came down. I texted Chris last night and couldn't meet up. I was like, if you guys meet this guy, he kind of looks like Big Chief from Cuckoo's Nest, but like white, and he's fucking crazy.
You guys
And
are
then
dropping
if this guy would have shown up,
Yeah, you guys are dropping off peyote?
a lot of peyote, a lot of Molly, sweating, Instagram straight flexing.
Here's Sean. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, I was wondering why everybody keeps calling Trayvon a kid. He was a young man.
Hold on, let's get this straight.
Oh.
Zimmerman legally can't blow him, but you say because we like you sick fuck, but shooting him, you're like, okay, but put your tongue up to his balls and boom, everybody's against you. I would love to see everybody say, hey, he should have just blown him. He should have just fucking pulled his pants down and blown him.
Please don't hurt me. I'll suck your dick.
They would have said Zimmerman's the sickest fucking person in the world. But putting a bullet through his chest, that's God's will.
This could have been a Chris Hansen special instead of a long ass fucking trial.
Someone told me that Chris Hansen got caught with a kid. I hope
makes
that's not
total
true.
sense.
I
I
hope
so
that's not
believe
true.
that.
It was one of the kids that he saved.
Oh my God.
Because he had a trust thing going. Build a little birdhouse in your soul. Here's Kevin. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, I haven't heard this yet. It's kind of interesting. I'm not a racist or nothing, but Zimmerman is a Jewish name. So was his dad Jewish? Or?
Thank God you told me you're not a racist. Because I would have assumed. Here's Rich on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I was just wanting to say, do you really think that there aren't 17-year-olds that can whip full-grown men?
I said Terry Smith. But here's the thing. I'm going to ask you as a full-grown man. Would you rather get beat up or kill a kid?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't. It's that simple. Would you rather get beat up by a 17-year-old kid or put a bullet in him? I think it's a morality question, but I know it would haunt me more personally to have fucking killed a kid than it would of, oh, that fucker tackled me and knocked me down and the back of my head has a fucking scratch on it. Because I think you'll get over that. I don't know how you get over killing a kid.
Yeah, how far does self-defense go? Like, does self-defense still count if you're literally just defending yourself against, like, a fist fight, or does it have to be against death? Because
you're going to have to ask your future husband. That's something you guys can sit around that log cabin down there in fucking Waco where he's living.
Your baby daddy now is rusted.
Come on, dude.
What? That just, it's slang.
That's babies having
the
babies.
kids say.
Her little body's not ready for it.
oh my God.
I don't know, to be honest. After listening to the last 10 callers, every single one of them defending Zimmerman sounds like a fucking racist to me. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
Here's the thing: you're either a racist or gay in this fucking argument. From what I can tell from the callers and Fez, or a wannabe gay.
Yeah. So is that real? He's really not getting married? Is that really not happening?
Of course it's not happening.
Fuck, man.
It's another non-payoff bit. You can see it hasn't kept him up nights that Juden came and left. How do I do this? I put it out there. I swear it would have a payoff. No.
I will say, though, I'm a huge... I know I already said it, the mustaches. Every time I look over there, it just makes me happy.
You keep calling it a beard.
Well, because it's so big and thick, it covers the face.
How big do you think you can get it before you...
Oh, it should be down to the fucking nips by 2 or 3 months. I've seen how fast Fez grows facial hair. You should be bringing it down. Biker, long biker's dash.
Why can't he grow his eyebrows the same way? That's what fucking... That would look like just a great double waterfall.
It might be time to turn it into the old Hitler again. It might be time to bring it back. In honor of Zimmerman.
It would be a really thick Hitler mustache, or that would look just crazy, like a hamster was crawling up my nose.
Yeah, that would look crazy. Not the fucking I am a walrus look that you're rocking now.
That's the line.
Well, by the way, the wedding happened a month ago, at least in planning.
Oh, no. So that means that invitations, in theory, were sent, and I, at least, hypothetically, were not invited.
No, your name came up.
Oh, fuck, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You were going to be jumping out of the cake at the bachelor party and fucking sacrificing yourself to him.
I guess I have to play my role. I know my lane.
Yeah, do it. Whatever
That's
it
right.
takes.
Just looking at this picture, though, I think I could take Trayvon. In a fight, I think I could totally take him.
Fuck up Trayvon.
Yeah, quick.
Trayvon, to me, looks like Will Smith's daughter. Did you see her new song?
No, I haven't.
About Summer Fling?
No.
Get that over to the iBang. We'll play it later. She's out of her mind. This family, the Smith family, is the most confident family in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. There's nothing they don't feel that they can do. And for some reason in this, she's wearing a blonde wig and speaking English.
Oh, God.
Good. I think they're right. There's nothing that they can't do. It's an incredible family.
It does seem to work. Here's Don. You're on the Run of Fez show. Don.
Yeah, I was going to call and say, Ron, that did you know that more people die by fists, by being and by guns every year?
No, I had no idea that.
Yeah, and also...
That's why I want to have hands cut off, like they do in Iran.
I don't want stumps.
Fucking Congo.
Yeah. Your safety stump is going to make the world better.
No.
I don't know. If you could fucking get killed being punched by that fucking kid, I think you're already pretty ill. Stop going back to the ass picture
all right,
every
Trayvon,
other second.
Trayvon.
Did you send that over to the iBank?
Yeah, I'm sending the link over.
Here's Eric in Virginia. You're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ron, my question's to you is sort of like this last caller. You know, getting punched in the temple or another. You hear it all the time of these high school kids that get in these little fist fights and one of them ends up dying on accident.
Didn't you fight when you were a kid?
I fought all the time, but I never got hit, you know, just specifically to kill me.
So now you're saying if a 17-year-old start to hit you, you would think to yourself, the only thing I can do is shoot him in the chest.
No, but unfortunately, if you're in that situation and you're getting beat pretty bad, all it takes is one hit to the head.
Apparently, the guy wasn't getting beat pretty bad. You know, he just looked like he got knocked down. There wasn't any busted up on his face. But I'm just saying all this without. I haven't watched the second of the trial. And now I can see why people are so caught up. But I haven't heard anyone change their mind. It seems like whatever prejudice you brought into the trial, you still have. Obviously, the fact that Rustin and Fez want to call people racist, and Fez even used that term, you people,
that was
goes to show that, you know, either got one side you come in with or the other side.
Yeah, because now they're trying. With the caller we just talked to, now it's trying. Now Trayvon Martin somehow had superpowers that he could have. That he could have punched Zimmerman to death.
Well, let me ask you this: you think any man in this room can punch you to death?
I would say yes.
So that's not a superpower. You jumped above it. But the point was, I don't know if I would want to live in Zimmerman's life where I killed a fucking kid.
It seems so cut and dry to me that if you have two people, if they're both white people, and one of them doesn't have a gun and they're fighting, and the guy with the gun pulls it out and kills the other guy, that guy's fucking guilty of murder. It doesn't matter if Trayvon was black or white or fucking Mexican. The fact that an older man pulled out a gun during a fist fight and shot him, it's over. Like, that's cut and dry.
Well, you're pre-law.
Yeah, there you go. That's an expert opinion.
Is this making you like him even more, Mo?
Yes.
Okay. This is nerve-wracking. We got to put this whole wedding together real quick.
This bodes well.
Huh?
This bodes well.
Sure
I like
it
the
does.
chemistry.
Thanks, Pepper.
Pep, with your new haircut, you want to be the flower girl or a ring bearer?
I'm a man.
All right, ring bearer.
That's a child's role.
I want to use you. I want to use you and a puppy. It's because everyone always loves it when the dog comes down and it's got the rings tied to him.
I think the thing that's throwing me most is it looks like he ran a fucking comb through his hair,
He
which
did.
just is weird,
Yeah.
and it's like a different universe that we're
I
in
know.
right now. His shirt's kind of clean.
Oh, I've been wearing this shirt for 3 days straight.
Okay,
so.
good. Thank God.
Your haircut, in a lot of ways, is what I would call mom cut, where the mom wants to have sensible hair and doesn't want to deal with it too much.
I just pointed at a picture at a French Canadian fucking barbershop. I like that one. Can I drink in here?
Curtis, you're on the Ren and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I guess the stupidest thing I've seen so far about this trial is they called both mothers to the stand to listen to the 911 call. And, of course, each mom said it was her son that was the one crying for help. I mean, what was the point of that? To elicit emotion? You've been on a grand jury. I thought emotion wasn't supposed to be part of these.
Emotion is all part of this shit. It's what they push all the time. How do you emotionally feel? What gets to me is everybody looks at this like this was a TV show. Like you guys are feeling something for the kid, but don't you also feel bad for a guy who's just on the, defending his life, Zimmerman? When I look at that guy, it's the state versus him. There's a part of me who goes, oh, that's not a fair fight. How the fucker's up there? He's gaining weight while we sit.
And that's why I think that he's not going to be convicted because, like, isn't the rule that it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt when it's like the state versus an individual? Like the jury has to be absolutely.
I was told we could
sure.
have quite a few doubts if it was in favor of the state.
Really?
Just doubt it, but still vote for us.
But it should be unfair. Trayvon doesn't need. I mean, he got murdered. He's the kid who got murdered. Zimmerman
That's true.
should have everything. All the chips should be stacked against him. And she's exactly right. Like if there's even the slightest bit of doubt, then he will get off. So I have zero sympathy for Zimmerman. He's just.
So here's the weird thing for me. I feel like if I was there, I could have saved that kid before the ambulance got there.
I think you could.
Either those paddles, or breathing into his mouth, or a tourniquet around him.
I think you just need some cold juice in the first
That really
10
does
minutes.
Arizona iced tea.
That really does help you. If it's really ice and like crushed ice, it just
For a gunshot wound?
yeah, it just kind of seals it from the inside.
I had no idea.
I feel like when I left this internship, I kind of had a medical degree. I've
Yeah.
told all my friends whenever they get cuts, oh, it's just a little cold juice is all you need.
Sure, you use Ronnie B lines on him. That's the fucking best thing ever. Ray, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie B?
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to comment on this. Okay, all these shootings in Chicago, like every weekend.
Terrible.
That's black on black, a majority of it. Does it make the news? No. If a white guy shot another white guy, you think that's going to make the news?
I have no idea why any one thing jumps in the HLN. And apparently, they all feel like we need this trial because the people want it. Because this thing is running on... Anderson Cooper is commenting on this fucking trial.
Yeah.
I would think that he would be above that. I can see the daytime people doing it, but once you get into primetime, I'd be like, I'm fucking primetime, dude.
This is up Fox and Friends' alley, but anybody after like 5 o'clock, you have to be above it.
I agree.
This is soap opera shit.
I agree. And I saw Tweety on MSNBC. What's his name? The guy with the fucking white hair and the white skin. He's just frightening looking.
Chris Matthews.
Thank you. He's commenting on it. And I'm like, you're supposed to be above this, dude. It's fucking after 5.
Yeah, there's Egypt is fucking happening right now. We could focus there. There's plenty of.
We don't care about anything internationally. We jack to fucking trial porn. Here's Joe in Nebraska. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Yeah.
You got me, Ron?
Go ahead. What do we got, buddy?
Well, I got to agree with Fez, but I also got to agree with everybody else,
Okay. So.
Hung jury of one.
Well, the Trayvon Martin, he's a street thug. He was looking for trouble that night when him and George met each other, and George doesn't want to be caught. So you know what? We got rid of one less street thug, and George needs to go to jail for shooting him.
So you're saying society betters with both these people out?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know anything about this kid's background, so I asked Fez. Would you classify this kid as a street thug?
I wouldn't classify him as a street thug, a kid who's going to the store to get candy.
But, I mean, beyond that, the rest of his life. Is this a kid who's in trouble a lot?
There was some trouble, some behavioral problems, I think, in his high school. There was photographs that weren't allowed to be submitted as evidence of him smoking pot, online.
Smoking pot online? Then, yeah, he did it. Then he tried to kill that man.
Street thug. Absolutely a street thug.
Yeah.
But thanks for making the other case, Fez.
He did
You would be like the worst defense lawyer ever. Your Honor, look at him. I mean, quite frankly, he's a mess. A murdering mess. But
no, they tried to call him a thug.
I don't know what to do or say right now. But that's good. This is why you are trustable, Fez, and I don't trust all the other people. Fez would get up there and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my client is as guilty as his black skin.
Why is he
I don't know. I'm looking at the Jew woman and she's just staring at me. She's fucking crazy. Anyway, this trial is on. It's staying on. Hicks is more focusing on Heidi Klum's ass. We haven't even got to the fact that Egypt has fell. Planes are falling out of the sky. Or here's a big problem people have. This San Francisco quarterback.